This lovely manhwa is titled The Teacher of the Noble's Kindergarten is Having a Hard Day Again. Efna Windister, a teacher at Rendell Kindergarten, summoned two guardians to address the constant fighting between their children. This was already the 10th time it happened that month. The culprits? None other than the Emperor of the Empire, Nos Gidhide's son, and Johann Daysat, captain of the Temple Knight's younger sister. Both guardians had no real excuse for their children's behavior, but Efna assured them they could work this out. Efna herself was a transmigrator, assigned to the Sunshine class in the academy. In her previous life, she had also been a teacher. Among her pupils were Mirin Daysat, the original heroine and youngest daughter of the high priest, always cheerful and sweet, and Maxon Gidhide, the original male lead and crown prince of the empire. It was a class filled with heirs from prestigious families, and Efna tried her best to instill good values in them. But there was a huge problem. According to the original novel, the male and female leads were supposed to meet at Mirin's debutante ball at 18 years old. Instead, they were meeting now at just 5 years old in kindergarten. This wasn't just a twist, it was a complete disaster. That day in class, Mirin, overly excited by what her teacher was doing, accidentally hit Maxion, who was sitting nearby. Furious, he called her a dumb mutt and even a frog. Mirin, never the type to let insults slide, responded with her fists. The two children began fighting so fiercely that Efna struggled to separate them. She couldn't believe such tiny kids were tearing at each other's hair more efficiently than grown-ups. This was the main reason Efna called for a meeting with their guardians. To make matters more complicated, Johann turned out to be Mirin's elder brother. Efna wondered how she was even supposed to talk to such high-ranking figures of society. As she carefully laid out the situation, the emperor's face darkened. Someone dared to lay hands on the imperial family, he thundered. Johann only laughed, teasing that his little sister was far too mischievous. Nos, however, insisted that such an insult to royalty could be grounds for execution. Efna quickly clarified that both Mirin and Maxion had raised fists against each other, effectively shutting the two men up. It's impossible. Mirin treasures even passing insects, Johann argued. Maxion is always dutiful in his etiquette lessons, the emperor added. Efna thought the same when she first read the novel, but everything was different now. Their premature meeting was changing everything. She warned them that the real issue wasn't the fight itself, but the possibility that both children might struggle to make friends with others. The guardians' troubled expressions revealed their concern. Efna advised they also work on the children's behavior at home. Their nervous calmness confirmed they were rookie guardians compared to the others she'd dealt with. Johann promised to speak with his sister. When asked what he would do, the emperor hesitated, suggesting he would instruct Maxion's royal tutor instead. Efna firmly disagreed. Meeting his gaze directly, she told him he must personally speak with Maxion. "Teacher, do you know who I am?" the emperor asked. "I do," she replied. He argued that his duties left him no time, but Efna countered, "If you had time to come here, then surely you have time for your son." Her boldness surprised him. He rose with a changed expression, leaving her to wonder if she had gone too far. Then Johann unexpectedly added, "Anyone who neglects family with excuses is worthless." Efna nearly choked. Had he really just said that to the emperor? At that moment, Mirin called out from the doorway. Johann smiled proudly, saying his little sister clung to him like glue. But when she ran past him to hug her teacher instead, proclaiming, "I love you, teacher," Efna couldn't help feeling embarrassed. She chose her teacher over her brother? Crazy, right? Mirin then asked, "Is Appa being scolded because of me?" Her innocent cuteness nearly melted Efna's heart. She reassured her that no, she was being kind to them. Just then, Maxion shouted from the doorway that Mirin shouldn't barge into the teacher's office. But when he saw his father standing there, he froze. "Is this how you usually talk to your classmates?" the emperor demanded. Maxion quickly hid behind Efna, apologizing, while Mirin giggled that he was in trouble. Efna told the children they were interrupting her counseling session. Johann, meanwhile, looked like his soul had left his body from the embarrassment his sister caused him. Eventually, she ended the session, and Johann left with both children, Miran dragging Maxion along. Efna, however, had something to discuss with the emperor, so he remained behind. But as she tried to speak, he stepped closer and closer. Panicking, she raised her hands to block him, only to realize she had pressed her palms against his chest. In reality, he had simply moved closer to examine the old library bunk beside them. Flustered, she cleared her throat and changed the subject. She asked him to adjust the way he addressed her. "Repeat after me, Teacher Nim." The emperor resisted, but after her persistence, he finally relented, though clearly displeased. Efna believed this was necessary to improve his relationship with Maxion. Before leaving, he invited her to visit the palace. She refused, saying there was no reason to go to a pupil's home. But he leaned closer, caressed her hair, and said softly that he wanted to get to know her better, not just as his son's teacher. Is it just me, or am I sensing a romance fantasy between the teacher and the emperor? Wow. It's kind of perfect. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.